Hi, this is your host, Amir and Zor from the Tech Destination Pakistan podcast. And today I have two very special guests. They are Silicon Valley gurus, and we are lucky to have them. They are coming to us live from California. And I'm sitting here in Islamabad, the beauty of this digital world where you can connect to the smartest brains in the world, sitting in the Mecca of the IT industry, really, Silicon Valley. And they're going to give us the what's happening with AI, what happens if you are in the leadership position and you want to use AI, and how they've managed to teach over 75,000 students, and what the role of visas and H-1Bs and all this sort of stuff is and how things are actually a great opportunity for Pakistanis at the moment. These guys are placing students with no money into top universities, giving them scholarships, letting them figure out how to get scholarships, and they're getting them into jobs placed in great companies. So first, we have Dr. Zafar Shahid, who is president of ICode Guru, and he's been a senior executive at NVIDIA, Meta, and many other top industries. He's a founder of ICode Guru with a mission to transform Pakistan youth and academia with modern technology and AI. And then we also have Amir Khan, who is in the world of artificial intelligence. He shapes the tomorrow, and he guides leaders all over Silicon Valley on being their best selves, especially in the AI world. A visionary educated at Stanford and UC Berkeley, and the driving force behind Digital Gravitas LLC, Silicon Valley's powerhouse for AI-driven leadership transformation. He is a creator of GravitasGPT.com, the world's first and only AI app built exclusively for CEOs and global leaders, redefining executive presence in the age of intelligence. And for over a decade, he's coached over 500 executives on inspiring them with confidence and clarity. So I'm not going to go too much into their details, but he is a guru of guru as well. So we have these two gentlemen on. So I'm going to start with, it's just going to be a free-flowing conversation. So I'll start with you, Dr. Zafar. What's so special about Silicon Valley?
Assalamu alaikum, Manzoor, and thank you very much for having me on this forum. And my name is Dr. Zafar Shahid. I am here in Silicon Valley for last 15 years. And before that, I have been in France for quite a few years. And I started my journey from UT Lahore, then did a job in Pakistan, then did my master and PhD in France, and then came to United States. So I have a flavor of three different continents. And with that, I have been here in Silicon Valley with multiple startups and multiple big tech firms. And along with that, I have a passion for teaching and helping others. So during my PhD studies, I was also teaching and taking labs in four different universities of France. And before that, I have also experience of teaching in Pakistan. And if we talk about Silicon Valley, so right now, Silicon Valley is one of the high-tech places on the planet. There are a couple of few, but Silicon Valley is by far the biggest. And if you want to see how successful a country is, just see how many individuals from that country are working in Silicon Valley. That's how impactful it is that every country needs to have a critical mass in the Silicon Valley to be a tech leader and to be a financially independent country. So that's how I define the importance of Silicon Valley.
Nice. And in terms of California, if it was a country by itself, would be the fourth biggest economy in the world, right? After US, China, Germany, and then I believe it would be California, and then UK, etc. So what brings in wealth to Silicon Valley?
Yes, so basically you are only talking about the direct impact, the financial, but obviously there is a much bigger impact which is indirect, right? For example, a lot of companies have their headquarters in Silicon Valley, but they have their employees all over the planet. So from that, if we count that critical mass also, so then Silicon Valley is even more influential. And it is so critical to be in Silicon Valley that Mark Zuckerberg started Meta at Harvard. But to scale Meta, to make it a successful, he has to come to Palo Alto. So similarly, Apple is here. Apple products are used all over the world. Google headquarters is here. Google search is used all over the world. And even right now, Gemini and a lot of other Google products are used all over the world. Google Chrome laptop is used by 14% population of the planet right now. So similarly, other companies like Microsoft and Salesforce, Amazon, they also have very big presence over here. And because of this, all the investors, they are around this area. Most of the investors, if somebody wants to get investment, he needs to come to Silicon Valley. If somebody needs to get good resource, trained resource, he needs to be in Silicon Valley. And if somebody wants to sell his product, he needs to be in Silicon Valley because this is where technology grows. This is here intellect from all over the planet comes and join forces and make new initiatives. And Silicon Valley is home of large number of startups. So where both young and experienced brains are sitting together to solve the latest problems of technology and to make this planet a better place for human.
Amazing. And I'll just put a plug in for the Ministry of IT and Telecom at this stage because I work for Pakistan Software Export Board, which is a part of the ministry. And they just last announced that Google will be manufacturing Chromebooks in Pakistan to and the manufacturing capacity here, 500,000 to a million Chromebooks will be able to be produced in Pakistan. So you mentioned 14% globally. So that's a huge win for Pakistan and the government to be able to convince Google to set up their operations here as well. So we're looking forward to working with them and have a great relationship with Google at the moment. And Mr. Amir Khan, with your experience, could you tell us, you've been working with leaders all across the Fortune 500 companies and guiding them on AI strategy, etc. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey to Silicon Valley as well and how you think leadership is different in Silicon Valley?
Assalamu alaikum, and thank you very much, Amir. It's really a wonderful session being with you. And Dr. Zafar is here from ICode Guru. I think this is really a wonderful place where we can discuss AI, which is the latest technology. I will start from here. For me, Silicon Valley is not just a name; it is an ecosystem where individuals come and they can grow. Companies can take the birth here and they can grow. And this is an ecosystem around which there is a Stanford University. It's the biggest university in the world where AI is being born, where Fifi Lee is there. There was a Kafu Lee was there. NG is the top guy of AI is there. Then UC Berkeley. UC Berkeley is one of the biggest ecosystem. It is not a university. You go there, you will say it is the biggest city in the world, where tech is being born and taking birth every moment, where students are taking research to the level nobody can think out of this world. So for all the world, ecosystem is more important where things can grow. For me, for example, this is in Silicon Valley. For example, America is about $31 trillion economy. And just look at Chinese, about 20 trillion economy, $20 trillion economy. But if you think about it, which come third after, before Germany, before UK? That is $55 trillion economy of the Nvidia. It is only possible in Silicon Valley. It is not possible to make a whole nation in one small company. Look, even recent interview, Jensen Huang was saying that the 40,000 engineers in Nvidia, they're using AI. This is only possible through the AI and only that ecosystem from where you can take the birth of future. And that's why, according to my point of view, this is an ecosystem where there is academia, and academia is so passionate to be part of the world revolutions in tech. And then there is another ecosystem where the real time things are being happen. Here, the Sam Altman. Here you can see this Elon Musk. Here you can see Jeff Bezos. These are all the tech leaders. Those are here. Why they are here? There are only one reason. This is the only ecosystem where future is being born, where AI is being born here. I think AI is taking the future here. For example, Yuval Harari say, now nothing is artificial, and artificial intelligence is not artificial now. It is reality now. And if we are not going to accept it, then according to my point of view, my research and my linkages with academia, future is going to be divided very shortly. There will be two worlds, a one world with AI and the other world without AI. And I'm sure it will be one of the biggest divide ever seen by humanity. But this is only being happened here in Silicon Valley. So this is the place where the future is being decided for the nations. I think in future it will be very difficult to keep the democracies in the world, because democracy will not be able to be implemented on this world. This world will be ruled by what? Data, power, infrastructures of AI. And that is being done in Silicon Valley only. From my point of view, the future of the world is being decided in Silicon Valley. Now you can understand the importance of Silicon Valley. It is not a place. It is an ecosystem where future is being decided for the every birth being done in the future. That's why I think if anybody, any nation has to grow in the future, it has to create a link, strongest link, because that's why I say future is collaboration. It is not the age of command and control. It is connection and collaboration. How much you are collaborated with the top nations where AI is being decided. So that's why I strongly believe it is a future where Silicon Valley is being born. We should all be very much careful about it. We should think about it, how we can connect with this land. Right?
Amazing and inspiring.
So
So, Dr. Zafar, can you tell us about ICode Guru, the impact it's created so far? What was the founding vision, and what students? What's the difference between students in Pakistan and in California?
Yeah, very good question, actually. So basically, ICode Guru is just an effort to pay back to my motherland and to the students back home. Pakistan is the fifth largest country on the planet as per population. But Pakistan's contribution to Silicon Valley or other tech centers of the planet is almost negligible. As per population, we are 100 times less in tech centers of the world. And that is how far behind we are. So iCode Guru is an effort from Silicon Valley engineers and other Pakistani diaspora to enable Pakistani students to grow and shine at the international stage. That will give them confidence, that will give more jobs, that will give them hope in life, and that will obviously solve the unemployment problem. So we started this initiative in 2020, but even before that, in 2015, I started teaching Silicon Valley fresh graduates to get a job in Silicon Valley. And after doing that for 5 years, I really understood what it takes to be successful at the international level. And I was able to see that our students back home in Pakistan, they have all the ingredients to be successful at the international stage. So basically, in a nutshell, we are enabling our students to have bigger dreams and be successful at the international level. And all of this is 100% free. And so far, we have helped more than 125,000 students. And we help them to go to international competitions every month in big numbers. And we help them to find international jobs. We help them to find international scholarships.
Wow. So you connect them to opportunities. So if a student doesn't have any money, they can come learn from you or
Yeah,
your team.
actually, yes, in today's world, education has been democratized big time. You can find all the MIT, Stanford, Harvard lectures online for free. There are thousands of lectures on YouTube on any topic we can think of. So if you have money, it is certainly helpful. But if you don't have money, even then you are not blocked.
But
You
then
can just have big dreams. And at iCode Guru, we can help students with big dreams to be successful even without money.
But then Amir Khan said that California has UC Berkeley and Stanford, and these are great ecosystems. But then in theory, if I can in Islamabad access every training course or every course from Stanford, why can't we create trillion-dollar companies?
This is a very good question. And the answer lies in the networking. And Silicon Valley, if there are 100 minds sitting together, those 100 minds are the best minds on the planet in terms of education, in terms of vision. And if there are 100 people sitting in Pakistan, they don't have that much vision, they don't have that experience. Let me give you an example. In late 90s, there was a superstore near my home in Lahore, and the owner of the superstore told me that, oh, technology has advanced so much. Now I am going online and I will sell online stuff. And what he did, he employed a young guy with a bike and he sent a notice to all the houses in the neighborhood that if you buy a grocery of more than 2000 rupees on phone, the delivery will be free to your doorstep. And this was his vision. He implemented and it became successful. And you can see that the shop remained the same, the revenue remained the same. Maybe he got some increase in revenue, 10,000 or 20,000 or maybe 50,000 rupees. At the same time, there was a guy in United States who also thought the same, that technology has advanced so much. Now I can sell things online. And he made a website. And then he became the richest man on the planet. And we know him by the name Jeff Bezos. Both men having exactly the same idea. What was different? The difference was the ecosystem. In human history, the knowledge has always been transformed or transferred by traveling or immigration. That's why traveling was so important. And even right now, it stays the same. So if we want that our people grow intellectually and financially, we have to have more critical mass in the Silicon Valley. Just to give you another example, most of the Pakistani software houses, their CEOs or investors, they are all Pakistani diaspora. Why somebody staying in Pakistan couldn't do it? because he couldn't make links, he couldn't understood the big picture, and he didn't grasp the whole idea. So that's why it is very, very crucial. It is so crucial that Europe, despite having world best universities, professors, researchers, engineers, in the last 20 years, their economy is declining. And there is only one reason. They do not have enough people in Silicon Valley. Because life standard in Europe is very good. Healthcare is covered. You get unemployment allowance. So they don't bother to come to Silicon Valley and compete with the rest of the world over here. And Europe is paying the price now because they are left behind. And in the same last 20 years, India has become a financial and tech superpower. Despite not having so good universities as compared to Europe, despite not having so much infrastructure, despite not having so good engineers. Why? Because they sent their engineers in big numbers to Silicon Valley. So Silicon Valley has the soil which grows the talent and the economy and drives the economy.
So how can we, and particularly our government, or it doesn't have to be government, it can be private sector, increase our links to Silicon Valley? Because, one of the biggest challenges we have in Pakistan is the passport, right? It restricts travel for many people to just hop on a plane and do this. This podcast actually would not have taken place unless we met face to face, through Abu Bakr, who's our CEO. And then, a 5-10 minute conversation. And then it was, okay, let's do a podcast, right? And that a physical meeting just accelerates things. And I'm a big believer in that as well. Even this, although we have this remote work that everyone talks about, what we're saying is the soil and meeting physically for a coffee makes a big impact. Would you agree, Amir Khan? Or
100% agree. It's a really a great thought, I think. And if it is considered to be very important thought, then there is a room for the future for Pakistan as well. Because this is the only window. Let me share one thing. Here now equation is little different answer. Equation is like, okay, on one hand, you have to do this. You have to bring a big chunk of Pakistani tech guy talent here in Silicon Valley. Okay, you have to do it. The reason is this is a place where Alexander Wang is being bought by Meta by $14 billion. Just one guy of 28 years old. This is not possible in Pakistan. Why? For superintelligence lab, Meta is paying $14 billion. Think about it. It is only possible where? In Silicon Valley. Oh, okay, let's go back. There's only one thing possible in Silicon Valley, that is Jancom sold its WhatsApp $19 billion. Just think about one app. Okay, one hand, Silicon Valley, there is only one solution. Once upon a time, there was a private meeting, private dinner. Some student asked Bill Gates, what is success and where we can get the success right now? He smartly said, there are three basic things you must consider for the success in this era. And these three factors decide your success. Number one, where you born? Number two, where you got your education? You studied from Pakistan, studied from India, you studied from Africa, or you studied from where? UC Berkeley. UC Berkeley, what I found, currently AI lab, the dominating young guys from China. Robotic lab, dominating guy from China. So this is an ecosystem. And the third, where Bill Gates said, that's the third factor decides your success. Number one, where you born. Number two, where you got education. Number three, where are you right now? Okay, one hand, this is important. You have to come. This is the only solution. But change is so fast. AI is so fast that within 2 to 3 years, things will be very different in this world. Then what we have to do? We can't bring million people in Pakistan, from Pakistan to Silicon Valley. It's impossible. It is possible for young people like you and energetic and passionate people like you who want to bring a big change for Pakistan. We want to bring a future for Pakistan. We can work hard to bring a lot of Pakistani talent. And I think there's only one thing needed. That is driving force. And the global branding of Pakistani talent. If you are globally, for example, if you're so competent on LinkedIn, everybody's going to notice you. Whether there's a professor from Stanford or some professor from the Harvard, or maybe from the Berkeley. Even Elon Musk, I read his one statement, said, if you know AI very well, just send me simple email to me. It means what is required is your global branding and your talent. But this is not the only solution for Pakistan or for us right now. We have to go with the two-way formula. And second way formula is we must go with the collaborations of international universities and the big institutions and where real actually AI is happening. Here, note one thing, academia is going somewhere, but in actually reality, AI is happening somewhere else. What Optimus is being made by Elon in Tesla factory, it is way more advanced than what Berkeley is producing the robots. So academia is trying something different because after Chinese DeepSeek, nothing remained open source. Americans said, no, it is a secret. This was a war between Sam Altman and Elon. Sam Altman said, it isn't my secret now. Now in Silicon Valley, everybody is keeping secret with AI and their data because it is the future. So for that secret, you have to do one thing. A number of people you have to bring here so that you can culture those people. Okay, you tell me, Rihan Bhai got $1.7 billion sold his company. Was that possible in Pakistan? No, it was only possible in Silicon Valley, where there are people who can value your efforts. But if we are just following one pattern to bring people here, it was good. It was applicable maybe the 2 decades before when Chinese and Indian did this. But right now, things are changing so fast that we have to play two ways. One way to bring a lot of Pakistani here, to get them trained from these universities and this ecosystem like Silicon Valley. And on the second way, the way Dr. Zafar is planning and we are all planning, that we have a one mission till 2026, we will transform 1 million Pakistani under this cap of AI, ML, data sciences, cyber security, or the future sciences. And I would love to say that here Pakistan should also establish one department for the futurism, where future is being light, where future should be trained for the Pakistani future. And we are in a very good position as a leadership because this will be decided by the leadership of Pakistan. That's why this is my subject, AI leadership. AI will be decided by the leadership. Jeff Bezos says that the top leadership of Amazon has to do one thing, just to take few decisions in whole of the years. Because leadership's one decision is so critical that it can transform the whole country. So we are in a very good position with the Chinese. We are in a very good position with the US. I think right now, as a nation and the top leaders of Pakistan, I think they're all doing great job. That's why Google went there. They should go for the collaboration. That's why I told you privately I was discussing with you, when one of my Berkeley's professor, and he's a good friend of mine, he was discussing with me that they are doing a work and the collaboration with Kazakhstan's universities. And I think this is the cap where Pakistan should work. because within 2 years, AI will decide a big chunk of the future. And I wish, being Pakistanis, we should collaborate millions of the million students. They should train Pakistani students on AI and data sciences. Because look, whole AI is basically 4 or 5 things. First of all, we have to create the infrastructure in Pakistan. That was the question. All of the professor, all of asked me, do you have the infrastructure in Pakistan? We don't have infrastructure. We have to create infrastructure. Then we have to create the computation. How we have to go for the computation and that computational infrastructure. Then we have to go for the data. Then we have to go for the AI. Then we have to go for the energy. We are already in the crisis of energy. But for AI, you have to have a good amount of energy, good data centers, the infrastructures, where that is possible. If for you have to plan to do in Pakistan, for that matter, you have to have a trained youngsters and talent in Pakistan, because within 2 3 years we have to play on the both sides to bring Pakistani students into Silicon Valley and talents from Pakistan here. Recently, I met a lot of Pakistani CEOs here. And there are a lot of gaps were there. I think it is very much important to bringing CEOs, young CEOs of startups here. Before that, they must have a training sessions in Pakistan, how to deal with the diaspora of AI in the world. Like in San Francisco, all the time there are a lot of conferences. And if we come from Pakistani talent, we should think that this is the respect, and that is the image that is the brand we have to create for the Pakistan. And that brand is actually not good with Pakistan. And me, Dr. Zafar, and you, we have the responsibilities to build that brand. That brand will be sold in the future. That brand will create a credibility for Pakistan. And if we will miss this train, honestly, this is so critical moment for humanity, not for Pakistan. If any nation is going to miss this event, I think this is the time we need another Iqbal. You have to write again that book, The Reconstruction of Religious Thought in Islam, again, because this is right. We have to recreate everything, because now the world is at a very bad edge. It will be decided, and it will take two directions. And if we will remain in the darkness, future will be in the hands of others. Sir,
So you talk
thank you.
about building infrastructure, right? Like physical data centers and computing power, etc., and they need electricity. Why can we not use the server sitting in Singapore?
Yes, we can. We
Because
can choose. Just tell me, if the servers in Singapore, definitely you are dependent on the Singapore. If this is being done, then why America is making infrastructure here? Why it is not possible to, why India is making infrastructure in India? Well, this is all will be decided how you want to play with the AI. If you want to be dependent on the other nations, then definitely be dependent on the nations. Then AI will be like this. Why $133 billion is being invested by UAE? Why don't they use the servers from the Singapore? They can use it. Why MBS is investing billions dollars for infrastructure? Right? It is the core of AI. $133 billion UAE is like 59.8% AI tools, number one in the world, is now at the top. The UAE's professionals and the young people are using. And second, the Sweden. That's why they are focusing on these areas. So this is possible, but choice is what we want to gain in the future. This is what I think. I can have a different. So you are right. It is possible, but it all depends. Okay, what are your vision, what is your planning, and what is your mission as a nation?
And you coach a lot of leaders in terms of AI. Can you give us a little bit of an executive summary of what your philosophy is around AI and basically leadership and how to be better leaders in this AI economy?
Yeah, it's a wonderful question. This is the question I think it is the talk of the town here. Well, in future, the best leader will speak two languages. Number one is human and number two is machine. Like Andrew Ng from Stanford says that AI will not replace humans, but a person and a human who is using AI will replace definitely the humans. Well, meeting with a lot of board members and CEOs in Silicon Valley, it is all depends upon the leadership of a nation, of a company, of a house. If leader is living in the dark ages, if leader is not equipped with the future challenges for future AI, then nation or country or house will be in the dark ages. Many years back, Ibn Khaldun said, the nations or the people or the institutions who do not change themselves according to the future challenges, they obsolete from the society. So I meet a lot of leaders, but now the future CEO is different. He has to equip himself according to the AI. Here, the most expensive courses are for AI leadership in Stanford, Harvard, Berkeley, and everywhere, because every leader has to transform himself for AI. Recent example, $1 billion invested by NVIDIA on what? Dead body of Nokia. It is only being possible here. Where this is being decided, if Jensen Huang is not the CEO of NVIDIA, NVIDIA can't be $5 trillion. Just think about what will happen with Tesla if Elon is not being equipped with the future AI. So if you want to survive in future as a nation, so I will request all the top leadership of Pakistan and all the leadership currently being engaged with the AI and the infrastructure or the engineering or the tech, they must be very much equipped with actual what is AI is. And as a leader, they have to create a best policy for Pakistan. There must be some good data policy. And again, we should be very much careful about responsible AI. If there are four stages right now. Right now, we using Gen AI. Definitely after that, working on agentic AI. And the threat is from the super intelligence. AGI. What is that? Why there is threat? If AI is not responsible, and it is only possible through the leaders of organization and their nations, there we have to be very empathetic. We have to create empathy for humans because AI must be for humans, not AI should eat all the humans. So it all depends where the future will go and what kind of leadership we have. We must have a responsible leadership and a very wise leadership. Here a small mistake can destroy our whole nation.
Wow. Dr. Zafar, how do you teach? And you've taught people over 125,000. What is your method of teaching, your pedagogy, if they say the technical term, but like, how do you do it? Is it YouTube videos? Is it live workshops? Because how do we, Amir Khan says he's focused on teaching leaders. You're focused on the people beginning their careers. Is that right?
Correct, correct. Yeah, it's a very important question. So YouTube started in 2006, and right now for last 20 years, almost all the top universities have their lectures on YouTube. It started with MIT, UCW, and then Stanford came, and then UC Berkeley came, and then other also. So almost all the knowledge is there. And obviously, the quality of those lectures are much better than what we teach at ICode Guru. But Pakistan economy has not even improved 1% after the availability of these top lectures on YouTube. What does it mean? It means that the passive learning is not the solution to the problem we are having. Because all these online lectures are passive learnings. At iCode Guru, iCode Guru is not just another online university. And we do not compete with universities. And we do not teach at all, actually. At iCode Guru, we are a crowd learning platform where students teach each other. We are a discussion forum. So, and what happens during these discussions? That everybody is learning actively. Everybody is learning from each other. If there is one moderator who is managing the session, he is just a moderator. He is not the teacher. And so at our platform, students learn how to present, which most of our students have never done whole life during university education. How to present, and when somebody challenges, how to respond to that challenge. And when somebody else is explaining something, how to challenge him so that the other person doesn't mind, and how to have a difficult discussions when you are disagreeing with each other. So that is the first step, that our students learn how to argue, how to think actively. Our students learn how not to cram from the book. They do not memorize what is in the book. It is an active discussion. Any question can come, any person can raise anything. And then they start thinking actively. So we build that muscle of their brain, which is not nurtured enough in universities for 99% of the students. After that, once a month, we send them to international hackathons where they build some product over the weekend with a team of 5 to 8 international engineers. So over there, they are working with international professionals who are from other countries. And what they learn how to work in a cross-cultural team, how to work in different time zones, how to handle the differences, how to put your own point of view, and how to respect the differences. And once our students start going to these international competitions once a month, after 5 or 6 iterations, they become really good in discussions. And if some international person talk to them, so he feels, oh, these students are at par, they know how to discuss, they can present themselves, and they are approachable, and it is easy to work with them. So that is what we are doing, and that's why it is 100% free. So there is no cost involved, and that's why we are scalable. So nowadays, more than 20 live sessions are done at iCode Guru daily, 5 days a week. So where students are discussing with each other.
How long does it take to graduate your program? Is it one program? Is it a like 3-month boot camp, or is it you can keep going for years, just learning and learning and learning?
It's up to the students. Normally, students start seeing the different improvement in couple of months. On average, in 2 months, students start realizing that he has improved a lot. And I think 5, 6 months are more than enough.
So basically, this is something that all university students, especially those studying computer science, can do, is take this alongside their regular university. They can enhance their learning by going in for a 6-month training program with you for free.
Yes, they are supposed to attend only one session per day. Out of these 20 hours, whatever time suits them, whatever topic interests them, they can take that sessions. And also, this is nothing to do with computer science.
Mhm.
This is relevant for all the STEM domain, majors like biology, physics, chemistry, mathematics. So for example, if some zoologist, he has to build a new protein. So how he will build the protein? He will not build in the lab. He will build on the computer using Python and machine learning models. So similarly, economist, how he will do the work? He needs to do work on computer, on AI. Similarly for chemistry, physics, math. So coding is involved in every field right now, computer programming and AI. It is involved in every field. Only those people are not using AI and programming who doesn't know how to use it. And they will be replaced very quickly by their fellows who are from the same domain but now have AI as an extra tool in their toolkit.
And how can you talk about some of the salaries that people in Silicon Valley make, like a Google engineer, fresh engineer starting out of college, just because sometimes it motivates people uh, to know and see that if they get into a FANG, which is a Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Google, the types of packages that are on offer.
Yeah, but it's a very good question actually. All the latest salaries are available on the website called levels.fyi. They can find over there. But these top companies, they offer 200 to 300,000 US dollars to their fresh graduates who start their career with them. And some part of is the cash, and some part is the bonus, and some part are the stock options. But overall, it is 200 to 300K.
Wow. And you have a career that can go on from there. People are earning, $1 million plus as an employee.
Yes, in these top companies, yes, after 10 years, you are easily making $500,000 per year. And if you go up the ladder, so then few millions a year is not too high.
Okay, great. So, and what about this H1 situation, H1B situation? Can you explain what an H1B is and what's happened to the $100,000 that Donald Trump wants to charge? How does that impact Pakistanis? Because what I read was Indians do something like 40,000, H1Bs, and Pakistanis is something like 3,000. So there was a lot of H-1Bs for Indian origin people, but very few for Pakistani. So can you just, and I might be getting the numbers wrong as well, I'm talking from memory. So explain about this situation. You were saying there's an opportunity.
Yes, so basically H-1B is a high-tech visa when somebody comes to United States to work. So basically they apply for H-1B visa. And H-1B has a quota. Every year, 85,000 people can come on the H-1B from all around the world. And out of these 85,000, 76% are Indians. So from all over the world, high-tech people who land in the United States, 3 out of 4 people are Indians. Then 11% are Chinese, and then Pakistanis are only 0.3%. As per this is public data and we can see it online also. So with this President Trump's decision of $100,000 per year fee for H-1B, so this will be for those that, as per the latest news and as per my understanding, it is for those who will be coming from outside the United States. And obviously it will be for those nationalities, it will impact those nationalities whose green card wait is too high, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years. For example, Mexico, Philippines, or India or China. For the countries where green card queue is not that long, wait is not that long. So, for example, Pakistan, or for example, Sri Lanka, or for example, Egypt or Thailand. For these countries, the queue is very small. And because of that, chances for Pakistanis have increased. And one of the impact of H-1B is that these countries who have long queue for green card, they are not even coming for MS or PhD in the United States. They are preferring other countries like Canada or Australia, who are giving the permanent residence and passport much faster for those countries. So this ruling has increased chances and have opened the opportunity window for the countries whose ratio in the US is very, very small, including Pakistan.
And why is Pakistan's ratio so small? Is there simply not enough talent applying? Or yeah.
Yes, because Pakistanis are not applying enough. I give you an example that last year I was invited at the NED University alumni dinner over here in the Silicon Valley, and it's one of the top premier institutions of Pakistan, and I was the second youngest in the crowd. There was only one person who was younger than me. What does it mean? In last 20 years, no one from NED has come to Silicon Valley. So we just have stopped. So every data point which we pick, we will see that Pakistanis have dropped. Pakistanis have just stopped. Similarly, I went to my alma mater annual dinner, UT Lahore, and there were only two people who were younger than me in the whole crowd. All the others were white-haired in their 50s, 60s, or 70s. So after 2000, very few people from Pakistan have come to the Silicon Valley. And that is, if not the biggest, that is one of the biggest causes of financial problems Pakistan is facing today.
So let's say,
Because the money lies here in Silicon Valley, technology lies here in Silicon Valley.
but what do you mean by that? Do you mean that if we send five developers in Silicon Valley and they end up working for Facebook, they will send money home to Pakistan, or they will have connections that will bring in more people to Facebook, or that they will start up their own company that'll be with $1 billion exit, and that's why it is.
All of these things will happen.
Hmm.
Send 100,000 people over here. So Pakistan economy will grow by at least 10x.
Hmm.
Right? Because once you get the choices in life, you follow your passion. Some of these people will guide youngsters at home how to go to the best companies, what are the best companies. Some of these people will start their own companies. Like all the Pakistani companies, software houses in Pakistan, big software houses in Pakistan, they are started by Pakistani diaspora. Some of them will start their own billion-dollar companies over here. So all of these things will start happening, and brand name of Pakistan will go up. People will start giving projects to Pakistani companies at a higher rate and bigger projects. All of these things will happen, yes.
Do you have any statistics? I do in terms of exports. So right now, the way we measure how much exports we're doing, which is roughly $3.8 billion in the last financial year, and our target is to get to 15 billion by 2030. And 56% of those exports go to the US. The number two place is UAE with about 10%. Number three is UK with about 8%, right? So
Right.
our biggest market by far is the US. Now I'm wondering if out of that, and I'll try to find data if I can, what percentage of that 56% comes from California as opposed to other states? Silicon Valley.
Yes, big companies in Silicon Valley, like FANG, according to best of my knowledge, they have never outsourced a project to Pakistan. right? Facebook has never done a project with Pakistan so far. Some development projects. Google has never done it. Microsoft has never done it. For them, Pakistan is a very small market to sell their products, not to get the development done. For example, when GCP was started, Google Cloud, Google Cloud was mainly developed in India. And what Google offered to Pakistan? Google offered 15,000 free certifications of GCP to Pakistan. And certifications are done by technicians, by high schoolers, not by the graduates. What does this show us? That they don't have even idea that there is a talent lying in Pakistan who can actually make GCP too, not only the certifications. So obviously, when our talent will come to these companies, our talent will some of them will rise to higher positions and who will improve the brand name of the country also. So right now, all the projects for services-based companies, I think there are many projects which are from outside of California. From Silicon Valley, there will be lesser projects. So it might be a 50-50 or something like that. It will not be more concentrated in Silicon Valley.
Okay.
But one thing which Pakistani software houses should do, they can easily get over here in Silicon Valley, can register their office over here, and can show themselves as a US company with development office in Pakistan. This way they can get more projects and they can get projects at better rates. Because then companies over here will be dealing with the US company with development office in Pakistan. So I think that is one of the things which Pakistani companies can easily do.
And they can do that all from sitting in Pakistan, right? So you
Yes,
don't need to move
yes,
to US. You don't need an American passport or a green card. And it costs, someone was telling me $800
correct.
for California. And then can you just go through the procedure? You get everything but a social security number, right? You get a bank account and EIN number.
Yes, so basically all of this process is very much automated. So there are websites where you can do it yourself, or even if you want to come physically to United States, so you can easily get a visa and you can easily get a green card also if someone wants to come.
And how do you do
Yeah,
that?
Answer, I have a different experience, and if you allow, I would like to
Yeah,
share
yeah, of
Yeah.
because
course.
I really appreciate two things. One, Answer, the way you are doing the surgery of Pakistan, I really appreciate it. This is very much important. This is the time. And I really salute the vision of Abu Bakr. I met him, and he has a great vision for this. Well, this is very different. Okay, we can say sitting in Pakistan, we have a lot of people. I met a lot of CEOs. They get their companies registered here. What does this mean? Getting registered a company never means a business. I met a lot of Pakistani CEOs who are coming under your shelter, under your cap. They don't know even the ABC of networking. If you're not going to connect with somebody in US, in Silicon Valley, the how you can collaborate? If you cannot collaborate, how you can convert him? And if you cannot convert him, then what will be the business? So my point is you must establish a mindset which is required for Silicon Valley. Here, our young CEOs, they even don't know how to communicate. They don't know go-to-market strategy. They are not the salespeople. They're the coders. But this is not the place for the coders. They are here for the business. They are here to grab the business from US. But they don't know, even they don't have a confidence to talk to any any local person. But if you are not cultured so much to connect them, because I'm coaching few of Pakistani CEOs, tech CEOs. I know their limitation. I know their gaps. if they don't have communication skills, if they don't have a confidence, how they can connect any local company to sell them their products? For that matter, I would request they must have a regular visits to US. They should take B1, B2, and at least 3 times a year they should come to Silicon Valley and US to connect the people, to collaborate, to convert them so that they can be cultured. Ask any CEO, have they read any AI book? No. If they want to connect the top CEOs, top executives, they must know how to do all these things. This is a gap. Honestly, if we are going to invest on that, how we are selecting the people to bring from Pakistan to Silicon Valley? What is the criteria? What is the results? If you don't mind, there is not substantial results for that. Because here you must go for a comprehensive training for all those CEOs. Okay, they can register from Pakistan. But what does this mean? Registering is enough? No, it is not enough. Nobody's going to give you the money. Nobody's going to collaborate with you. Nobody's going to trust in you. Just thinking about the way you are telling here, we are just $3.8 billion economy. Such a big country. Such a smart, young and youth age of people. Such a talented people like you. Just $3.8 billion. Just compare with the Rihans, one guy from Pakistan, $1.7 billion. One boy is half of all of your export. We must think about it. This is not the right roadmap. Do you think this can project to $15 billion in 2030? It's impossible. We can go to $50 billion if we can have the right plan and the right strategy. Where is the strategy? I don't see any strategy. There's no plan. And then come the execution. I think right frame is to create the right mindset. And if we have the right mindset, right planning, definitely I think right strategy and right execution, we will get results way more faster than what we are thinking about it. This is what I see. And this is actually happening. And that's why we're not getting good numbers. 3.8 billion. I think shame on us. What a talented Pakistani youth is. I strongly believe. I deal with a lot of webinars with Pakistani youth. Honestly, they are the cheetahs, but we must work on those them. The middle class youth is very much passionate. They want to change the life of their parents. They are in a chaos. They want to do something. They want to do something big in world. They need only one thing: support, small encouragement. Because I am dealing thousands of the students of ICode Guru. I know Dr. Zafar is doing. Honestly, they are the passionate people. They want to do something very big. One guy, Talha from Gujranwala, thousands and the thousands of youth. Honestly, he is training on GenAI, the same level of GenAI which is being taught in Berkeley. One single guy. And I was just watching one video today. We are planning to train 3,000 Pakistani. Time is very short for AI. And one Talha, I think recently his registration for Gen AI training was 13,000 students from Pakistan, where the government is going, where actually what is happening down the streams. And we should know, at least should know the reality what is right now. For young youth of Pakistan is the real capital of Pakistan. We must train them. We should give them confidence. Honestly, $40-50 billion is nothing in the age of AI. They can grab it. We must have the sanctuaries to train them. We must have a loyal person to train them. We must have the passionate people to train them. Readers are the leaders and the leaders are the readers. As a nation, how many books we read? Almia, I think right now is we must be having a little mindset that yes, honestly, we want to change Pakistan. That is what is required. And that is at the top of leadership. And if it is decided at the top of the leadership, I think 25 crores nation, people's nation, is a big nation. Silicon Valley is a small nation. Top brains are here. They have transformed the whole world. And I strongly believe that 80 billion neurons of a Pakistani brain is way more smarter than 80 billion neurons of any American or any other nation's young guy. We must believe in Pakistani youth. We must believe in Pakistani students. They can do wonders. Just need a smart policy, smart AI policy. We should launch AI emergency in our country. We have to transform our country within the next 3 years. We have everything. We need only one thing. That is honest will to transform Pakistan. And our youth is passing through a very big chaos. And when there is a gap, these young students can do anything. And just take an example, thousands and the thousands of students Dr. Zafar is transforming. Honestly, this is a case study with minimum investment, teaching and training Pakistani youth on AI with minimum investment. This is a roadmap rest of Pakistani institutions should follow. It is only one thing, his relentless life and efforts for the students of Pakistan. Just think about it. If you have to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and it's about 7:30 when there's sun is going to rise, why you will leave your family for all these students? This kind of passion, I think, is required. We are living in the age of AI. I think within 3 years, we can reach up to the top nations. This is what I feel, where the thing should be. I
And
really appreciate the way you are doing all these things.
no, look, that was a passionate couple of minutes talk, and it brings emotion just listening to you.
Yeah,
But how would you, if you had to put a AI emergency policy for Pakistan to really
yeah,
dominate and have
yeah,
an amazing 2026, and you had to
yeah,
do it in 1 or 2 minutes because you have to
yeah.
talk to the ministers or you have to get very senior people's opinions, what would you say to them? What would be your 1 or 2 minute message?
I think this is a time biggest responsibility at their shoulders. First of all, they should come to know what is AI and what is the importance of AI and where humanity is at the moment right now. Luckily or unluckily, we are all got the same stream, same knowledge, same time. Every nation is right now at one level. Now it all depends how we move forward within next 3 to 4 years. If you have commitment and if you have a will to transform Pakistan, you can cover all your 70 years. Honestly, these few years are so much important. Any nation living in maybe decades behind can come at the top of the world just with a will of the leader. If our top leadership take this decision and leave their bets for youth and for the Pakistan, honestly, within 3 years we can transform. The reason is our youth is the biggest youth in the world. Our youth is the passionate youth. Our youth is passing through such a big crisis, a turmoil. They can do anything big. They should believe in them. We should open the training centers, lot of training centers, and that emergency should be just for 1 year. Honestly, they can do wonders, and whole of Pakistan's economy will be tripled in a very short time. You can see that within 1 year, I think Nvidia has got $5 trillion. How they are moving fast. This is all AI. And Pakistani youth is such a capable thing. This is the real industry right now. This is a real capital where we can work on it. And we can capitalize whole of the nation. We can capitalize the future just believing in the Pakistani youth and just do something honestly. I just getting back from Ashfaq Sab's quotation, any university in the nation is based on the loyal and honest teachers and the leaders. I think there is only one thing required, that is the true will of a leader of Pakistan. Now, humanity and whole world is at this point. Any nation can get and grab the future just by commitment and just with the right planning and strategy and honest execution just for the next 3 years.
Amazing. And Dr. Zafar, what would be if you had 1 to 2 minutes to pitch iCode Guru and take it from having that impact on 125,000 students that you've already done over the last few years to 1 million students in 2026? What would be your message or your pitch to get people on board with iCode Guru, how it's changing lives, how it's having an impact?
Yeah, very good question indeed. So I just want to share a couple of things from my experience. And obviously, I am also learning all these things with the students. So first thing is that my advice to our students, our young generation is do have big dreams. The worst mistake you can make in life is to have a small dream and never plan to remain poor in life. Right now, more than 90% of our students, they plan and their families plan to remain poor for the next generation too. So for example, if a middle class family needs 300,000 rupees to stay in Karachi with a reasonable life standard, and you ask them, and they will be planning to get a job of 100,000 rupees. This we should not do. We should have bigger dreams. And in today's world, knowledge is democratized and it is possible to go to the best places on the planet. Another thing is what I have found is our university education system gives us all the prerequisites. Our English is good enough. Our students, when they go to international competitions, they are as good in English as India. Their math is reasonably good. So there is no tool which they are missing right now to shine at the international stage. They just need a guidance, and the guidance we are providing at iCode Guru. So if they join iCode Guru, they will get the right guidance. They just put their reasonable effort, and then sky is the limit for them.
Can you give us a couple of examples, 1 or 2 students that stick out, like their rags to riches story?
Yep. If somebody goes to our web page, so there is the alumni tab, so they can see the students. But I can just give couple of examples. So, for example, one of the students of Islamia University Bahawalpur, he graduated 6 years ago, and right now he was getting 35,000 rupees, right? And then he joined iCode Guru, and then on my advice, he left his job and fully focused on international career. And he asked his father, who is a farmer, that I do not need anything. I just need 2,000 rupees from you to pay my internet and 3 meals a day. And his father said yes. And within 6 months, he secured a fully funded scholarship in the United States, so which is 100% fee waiver and around $2,000 per month stipend. And right now, he has started his education in the United States. So he joined United States University in fall 2025. So you can compare the example where he was working full-time job for $150 a month or $2 a day. And now just as the student, he is getting $2,000 a month.
Mm.
So similarly, another girl who is a mother of 2 daughters, she has landed in the USA this fall. She's from University of Gujarat. And once married, she realized that if she wants to give a good life standard to her family, she needs to do something. And then she was teaching in a school, and then she luckily visited iCode Guru, and she realized that her dreams belong to United States. She needs to go to USA if you want to go higher in life. And she has also come over here and on a fully funded scholarship. And the same story you can generalize to all of our alumni. At least 90% of them, they have the same story.
You know, you talked about having big dreams. My own dream is that an average Pakistani makes $1,500 a year. An average person in the world makes $12,000 a year, and an average American makes $70,000 a year. I always found it unfair. I was born in the UK. I got a British passport, so I was able to travel, etc.
Mm.
That Americans make 50 times more than Pakistanis. But the goal,
Right.
if we have a goal that within 10 years, that Pakistanis, they might not get to 70,000, but could they get to $12,000, which is the world average?
Like,
So
Azhar,
over here,
Azhar,
Yeah.
workshop, it just idea came into mind. Just want to share it. Why this is possible, Answer? Would you believe recently I was one of Salesforce top leader. We were discussing about India and Pakistan and Silicon Valley. And this is a very good idea you pitched here. Would you believe many of tech guys in Bangalore, they are getting the pay equal to Silicon Valley? So this is a very good idea. It is possible. If Bangalore young engineer can take as much money as Silicon Valley engineer is taking, now you can relate my point of view. If we can set up that ecosystem in Pakistan, and if we are giving that level of quality of tech, we can get the same level of pays in Pakistan as well. Generally, because as Nelson Mandela said, it seems impossible until it's done. Because you are the master of your own fate. That was his slogan. We are the master of our own fate. We have to decide it where we want to go. I think, as Mark Twain usually say that there are 2 days very important in our lives. One when we are born, and second when we are awakened, when we get to know the purpose of life. That's the day we are discussing. If we can think about it, then James Allen says we can achieve as well. The idea came from you that can Pakistani do all that? I strongly believe if we will get the right strategy, all these things are possible. And if these are being happen in India, this is quite possible in Pakistan as well. This is how I see. Because I was a very close discussion with the founder of Tesla, Mark and Martin, how Tesla got here. And that was the idea of using the energy of a Tesla concept, like the motor usage with the car of Tesla. That was a new idea, and nobody was going to believe in that. So I think these are new ideas. The way Dr. Zafar is saying, we teach students, train students to think big. And I think the way you say that you born over there, and such a big gap between American annual earnings and Pakistani earnings, at this right time, and we have a technology. Now we can think about the future that we can make Pakistan with the right strategy and execution according to the demands of the world, the same level of Silicon Valley and the rest of the world.
Yeah, because there's one strategy which is to move everyone to Silicon Valley of 240 million
No,
people. And the other
this
strategy
is
is we move, let's say, 100,000 people there, but the rest of us, we do what I'm doing right now, right? I'm networking
yeah.
with you guys. You guys are gurus, and you've given me almost an hour and a half of your time because I'm doing a podcast with you. It costs me a
Sure.
Zoom subscription of $15 a month, and I can network with the gurus, right? You can do
Wow, wow.
creative
Yeah,
work, right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
what we are launching is going to be a Why Pakistan book, which will have a strategy in it. So
Yeah.
the I do agree with you that strategy is very important and how you communicate is important, right? And the way that
Yeah.
you do marketing. I would also like to ask you about if you were Chief Marketing Officer of Brand Pakistan, how would you
Yeah.
rebrand it, especially in the United States? I asked one of my guests, what does an average American think of Pakistan? And he said, the average American doesn't care about Pakistan. They don't even know where Mexico or
Yeah.
Canada is. They just care about themselves, their beers on the weekend, etc. So, what would you
Yeah.
say an average American tech person thinks about Pakistan, an average buyer, and how can we change or improve that?
Yeah. Definitely it's very critical, important question. And this is a question I have seen with a lot of the Pakistani leaders, but they don't have the solution. Well, this is an age of perception. I really, most of the time, I discuss with the people here. This is an age of tech. Here, the solution answer you gave me. If through Zoom, we all, through three people, can communicate on the AI, so it means what is required? This is will is required. In the whole of the world, we can be connected very smartly. We can get trained our youth very smartly through Zoom, the way ICode Guru is doing. Second, the question is how to create the perception of Pakistan. What I've seen in the Silicon Valley as a Pakistan diaspora, there's a big gap of leadership. Unfortunately, they are not studying, they are not reading about the leadership of anything. I usually say that if the perception is everything right now through the media, then what are the perception making tools? People don't have the answer. If one Palki Sharma have billions of the followers and she is saying to the prime minister and the leader of France that after 5 minutes you will be famous in all of the world, just who is powerful? Who is creating the perception? That lady is creating the perception. So what are the tools of creating perception for the leaders, for the brand of Pakistan? Right now, there are only few tools. Number one is the podcast. Number two is the media. Have you seen any Pakistani top tech or any leader in the top podcast of the world? Any guy? CEO of a diary? Any top podcast? Have you seen any Pakistani successful people being interviewed in any podcast? Any podcast from Silicon Valley Pakistani leadership? No. If you want to create the top brand of Pakistan, if you want to change the perception of the Pakistan, you must know one thing. You have to use the top perception tools of the world. If Elon Musk, the richest man, has to come to the podcast to tell anything, even the president of Pakistan has to come to the top podcast of the USA. If Sam Altman has to come, does he need anything? No. If Jensen Huang is so crazy for the media, all the time he's in the media, all the time he's using the podcast. Why? Because this is the only tool to create the perception, to rebrand as a nation, as a company head, as a CEO. Do you think any CEO from Pakistan is so much trained, so capable to answer the questions of these podcasts? Are we trained so much? Do we have such a big knowledge? That's the fear that our leadership is not ready to come to this podcast. That this is only one way. If any nation has to create the perception, he has to rebrand itself. That there's only one set. They have to be the part of the top stream media. And for that matter, you have to have a struggle. You have to create a mindset. You must be so competent that your voice should be listenable so that people can listen you. And these are only the channels the top executive, top the leadership, top the tech guy has to go. They have to create the perception. They have to keep the perception in the minds of the people that my company is going to win. My cap is going to win. My company is the only successful company. If they have to do it for their perception, for their branding, so there's only one way for to rebrand Pakistan. The all Pakistani top guys in the leadership and the CEOs must be part of the top podcast, and top media discussion in the world. That is one way you can start rebrand Pakistan to create the perception of Pakistan. And it's a long journey. Right now, the brand is not so good. That's why the credibility is the issue for the Pakistani young startup CEOs. And that credibility is definitely a difficult part for them to handle it. Even they are not training themselves for this. They are not getting that much knowledge and that kind of communication skills to become the part of that ecosystem, so that they can be listened, so that they can be visualize, they can be visible in the market. And if you are not going to do it, I think uh, nothing is visible in the future. If we have to rebrand Pakistan, we have to take that route, because rest of the top leadership, whether they have a big money or they don't have the big money, they are the part of all these podcast and top media streams. That is the only way to create the perception and the rebrand Pakistan in the minds of the leaders, so that they can start trusting the talent of Pakistan.
Amazing. Dr. Zafar, your views on rebranding
Yes,
Pakistan?
so here I will give, based on my experience, I will also share my 2 cents. So when I went to France for my graduate studies, French has never worked with any Pakistani. And this was not just me, this was all the other students who went to France. In those research labs, professors have never worked with any Pakistani because of the language barrier. So we were the Pakistani ambassadors over there. We we studied, we performed well, and then the perception was made in those research labs, in those neighborhoods, in those cities. Oh, Pakistanis have brain too. There are good enough institutions in Pakistan. So similarly, if in Silicon Valley we want to have a perception, one way is through the podcast, through the top leader media campaign, and the other way is to be in enough numbers in the rooms where it matters. So for example, if in NVIDIA headquarters, they are having some 20,000 engineers. Out of 20,000, it is quite possible that more than half are from our neighboring country. Very easily. And how many Pakistanis are there? Less than 10. So the company who is a $5 trillion company, if there are only 10 Pakistanis, we can bet there will be 10 Egyptians also, or 10 Vietnamese also, more than 10. So Pakistanis are not even significant that people realize that there are engineers from Pakistan. And same is the story everywhere in every big company over here. That as per population, what should be our ratio? We are just 1% of that. In a room where we should be 100 Pakistanis, only one Pakistani is there. So if we increase our numbers in the power corridors, in the technological power corridors where it matters, the situation will start improving. Now, because every Pakistani who is around the world, obviously he is a ambassador of brand Pakistan, right? So, and if we send more of them, so obviously people will start noticing us.
Do you have an example of other countries that have done this really fast uh, so that we could follow a template?
Yes, India has done it very fast. India in 1991, India was putting their gold as a collateral to get a loan. They were on the brink of bankruptcy. India was going to bankrupt at that time, right? And by late 90s, they were the technical superpower of the world. And what did they do? They just do one thing. just they send their engineers abroad, especially United States. Why did they do it? Because there was no job, there was unemployment, there was disappointment in the youth of India. So they were just trying to get rid of that, right? To reduce the unemployment. So that was the point where India took advantage of the situation, of their internal situation and the world situation. So today, same is the situation in Pakistan. Too many youth, too much disappointment, and obviously Pakistani youth is educated, at least as educated as our neighboring country. So, and if right now Indians are 76% Indians are coming on H1B, and their English, their educational system, their cultural values, they're exactly the same as ours, right? So if they can come on the international stage and become successful, obviously we can do also. And there is nobody stopping us. Getting US visa is super easy right now. Getting scholarship is super easy right now. And contacting professors, it doesn't cost a dime because you just need to send an email. And iCode Guru is giving all the guidance. So anybody who is serious for the success, so there is no blockage to him.
And this is where I love what I do is I want to help people understand the opportunities that they have because I'm 48 years old and I was at a time before internet. And the internet, I got hyped and built into it in my first startup in 1999. But in that time, internet hadn't come to Pakistani people, right? I was based in
Right.
London, but now everyone does have the phone, right? The
Yes.
phone. Fewer people have a laptop, but a lot of people do have the laptop as well, right? So like every
Yes.
family will have a laptop that they might share as well. So there is opportunities. And what I want to teach people is that you don't only have to go into coding. You could go into sales, right? You can go partner with an IT company down the road and say to them, I'll bring you business. You just pay me 30% of whatever I bring you because I have good self-confidence. I have sales skills, all the things that Amir Khan talked about, right? And if you can learn those skills, you can also bring in money to the country. You don't just have to be a techie.
Yeah.
Exactly. So a strong horse performs better than a weaker horse, whether it is a road or whether it is a dirt or whether it is a desert or whatever. So if we have good, polished youth, they will perform better, obviously.
And how do we elevate more people like you both, right? Because if you guys can get on more podcasts and spread your message, you will get to 1 million people in 2026. This is your target that I'm giving you from
It's my
Pakistani
mission.
government.
Yeah, it is my
Uh,
mission.
Right.
that you train up 1 million Pakistanis by end of 2026.
Very
And
much committed, Answer. Very much
Yes.
confident as
Very
well.
much committed.
so, and what we as Pakistan Software Export Board, and right now I'm speaking on behalf of the organization, but I'm sure Abu Bakr won't have a thing. What can we do to help you get there, right? Like we as government, is it like connect you to people that will share your story so that you can go on podcasts, talk about them, talk about ICode Guru. We can go into universities and talk about ICode Guru. I'm sure you're
Yeah.
working with the Higher Education Commission already. How are you doing that to promote iCode Guru?
Yeah, I think you are already doing a big favor by having this podcast. And certainly, if our message is delivered to more youth through the channels they trust, for example, their universities or Pakistan Export Board, so obviously it will help a lot. So,
Okay.
Amir, you would like to add something?
Yeah, I think here we should work on two different segments. Number one is the youth, the guys, the person, and the students who are having their degrees, or those who are doing their degrees. And second is after that, the the youth who's opening their companies, their startups, they're planning to do something big in their life. For both, I strongly believe there should be different solutions. For startups, I would love they should take B1, B2. They should travel to US regularly. They should come to US. They should become the part of Silicon Valley. They should get that mindset, how to connect them, how to collaborate them, and definitely how to convert them financially, और कैसे उनको how you monetize it. And for the youth, I think there is a massive youth. If Pakistan Software Board is so much committed with us, so honestly, we want just one thing: to transform all the youth according to the modern trends which is being happen here in Silicon Valley. And if Pakistan Software Board and academia can support us, and if we are able to bring thousands of the Pakistani in American universities, let me show you in 2023, EB2NIW, Chinese one quarter kids came 1139, Indian came 496, and Pakistani came just 222. This was the mission of Chinese. I have been in China many years, and every mother of China wants one thing, and they work day and night to send their kids to America for studies, not to earn money. And every Pakistani mother want to send every youth to bring money. You just tell me, you're a security guard, a hard job doer, any Pakistani in America, he's not earning more than $2,500. While on the other hand, there are lots of Pakistani and Indian and Chinese guy, those who are taking maybe there's $1 million pays in America. So what is the difference? One guy equal to maybe the hundred and the thousands of the guys. I think here we should change the mindset. And for the youth, we should plan to transform them for the AI, for the latest tech, for the technology, what is happening here. And if Pakistani government or the institutions and the academia, and especially Pakistan Software Board, if it collaborate with us, so I think our speed will be way faster than what we are right now, because we are doing everything individually with our own shoulders. Definitely, we are human beings. It's impossible. We can do that exponentially, but it will be way faster if we can get the support of the government and institutions like Pakistan Software Board. And we are ready to support all Pakistani Software Board people and the youth and the startups. Those who want to establish themselves in Silicon Valley will try our best to support them, how they can connect here, how they can collaborate, and how they can convert them financially according to the requirements of the Silicon Valley. We are here for that. And for the students, we have a certain capacity to work on. If we can get the support, I think very quickly we can transform Pakistani youth. We strongly believe, and Pakistani students have proved that. A lot of Pakistani students stories are there, I think, on ICode Guru's platform on the website. They have all their LinkedIns. Anybody can connect them and then ask them how you came to US, the universities, how you're doing the job in FANG, how you are getting this kind of opportunities. If they can come, anybody can come to US. And rest, if nobody want to come here, at least he should establish and transform himself according to the international and global trends.
Amazing. Amazing. And this is why I love working in government, right? Because you can have a
Yeah,
massive impact
yeah,
by working with private sector, especially.
yeah.
So I know how startups are a struggle, and it takes your time, your commitment, energy, weekends. It's evening time for you guys. You've come home from a long day of work, trying to make a living, and then you're giving up your time to teach the nation, and that's really remarkable. And so, we wish you the best on your journeys, and it's been a phenomenal conversation. I've learned so much, and I think that people are really going to enjoy this conversation, listening to it, hearing the story of both of yourselves, why Silicon Valley is important, and also like I didn't know this, right? I'm 48. I worked in tech. I'm a computer science graduate. I didn't know that the Mecca of creating wealth is actually Silicon Valley, right? It's only when I just moved back to Pakistan in the last year and a half and took up this role in government, I started analyzing, and I'm like, actually, our exports go to America, by far the biggest country for us. It's 330 million people, $70,000 GDP per capita,
Yeah,
and we speak English, right? Everyone in Pakistan, not everyone, but a good majority. And I
yeah.
think the other thing that I got excited about was my servant that works in my house. I was like, let's
Mm.
see if you can use ChatGPT to teach yourself English, because I've been trying to find AI tools that can improve conversational English as well, right? How we can do that. Do you have any I might as well ask you now, do you have any AI tools like App Annie I heard about, or do you recommend tools for people to improve their English? Because that is one of the communication skills, might be one barrier that they need to overcome.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
Uh, yep, there are quite a few tools coming out right now. A lot of them are free. So, for example, ChatGPT or other GPTs based on that. And what has worked for ICode Guru students, we send them, obviously, they are university graduates. So they think they don't know English, but actually they just need practice. So they go to international hackathons, and then within few hours, they realize, oh, they know English. So I
th
think if anybody can get a practice to speak English, whether it is with any GPT tool or any person, so I think he can improve English.
this international hackathons, when you talk about, you're not saying they physically go somewhere. You're saying that they remote on Zoom hackathons, or are they traveling
Yes,
to?
yes. So 100% of iCode Guru activities are virtual from the comfort of the home. Nobody goes outside the home.
So you spend like 12 hours on the Zoom call to build a
Yeah, 20
product?
hours. Yeah,
20
20
hours
hours.
on one, no, like a hackathon it's a weekend, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. In hackathons, yes. So they are basically on the Discord server, and the
Uh,
students, whenever they need, they jump on the Zoom, have the discussions, and then keep building up.
okay, wow. So it's like 10 hours each day of just being
Yes,
online and building.
yes, yes, yes. Exactly, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That's amazing, because your product, what I'm really excited about is you're changing lives from the heart of, like, from the Mecca of the tech world, and it's not costing anything, right? It's super
Yep.
scalable. You can be in
mm,
Mansehra, you can be in Karachi, you can be in I don't know, some Chitral, it doesn't matter, right? And
Yes,
you're
yes.
teaching people that they can be women with full niqab, that don't want to show their face, and they can become the best developers, and they can end up getting great jobs because they're not going to be discriminated against. Yes?
Yep, yep,
And you're
exactly.
going to teach them how to get jobs, how to apply for scholarships, all these things, whether they're women or men. And yeah, and this
Yep.
is really, really phenomenal. I think what you guys are doing is phenomenal. It's cheap and cheerful, and
yeah,
but it's impactful. And just hearing about the story, I just hope that more media picks up about this from this podcast or whatever else we can use to spread the message that you guys have. So thank you so much. It's been almost 2 hours, and I told you I'd keep you for maximum an hour, but it was just such a great conversation that Dr. Zafar Shahid and Amir Khan, I really appreciate your time. If people want to connect to you, how can they connect to you, and where can they reach out, or do this on LinkedIn? Is that the best, or?
Yes, people
Yeah.
can reach out on LinkedIn.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much. And this has been Amir and Zoor from Tech Destination Pakistan podcast, a podcast series from the Pakistan Software Export Board, where we work under the Ministry of IT and Telecom, and we want to share good success stories. So if you know of other people we should have on the show, like these two amazing gentlemen, then do drop us some comments, and do comment, like, and share this podcast so that it can reach more people and more people can benefit. Do tell your friends. They can get a university degree, which is great, but that shouldn't be the end of it. The mistake that a lot of people make is that the day they get their degree is the day they stop reading, right? With this, you can, if you work in tech, you got to keep educating yourself. Me as a 48-year-old, I'm learning about AI, and I feel like I just starting. I use it for writing. I've got I use LinkedIn, for instance, for blog posts, and I'm getting hundreds of thousands of views on my posts because I write the content and then I have AI polish it. It just speeds up my process. But that's just the start of it. If you follow Amir Khan, he's teaching leaders on using AI. And so he's written a lot of good content. And so you can follow him and learn about leadership. So you might not be in that age group or something, and you might have limiting beliefs that you can't in your 40s or 50s or 60s be a coder. But if you're already in a leadership position, follow him to learn about this. But that's it from our side. Thank you so much, everyone, and do like, share, and comment. And we will catch you on the next episode of Tech Destination Pakistan podcast.